Hey babe, it's India and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about Beginner Witch 101, okay? I probably titled this video something like, "So You're a Witch," or something like that. But honestly, I really just wanted to do this video. If you watched my welcome video, then you know that I already said we were gonna talk a little bit about witchcraft. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I am an expert witch who's been practicing for 20 years and all of that, because I'm not. I've been practicing witchcraft for 5 years. I've manifested a couple of things with it. I've manifested lots of brand deals when I was a beauty influencer, which means also manifesting money as well. I manifested my dream high-rise apartment. I've manifested more followers on social media and just like attraction. So I wanted to talk a little bit about where to begin, because I remember 5 years ago when I first was like, so people are really out here doing witchcraft. Like, I was shocked. It's like, obviously I am, you know, a magical girly. I love me some Harry Potter and some Twilight and some Twitches and Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town and all the Halloween, all the spooky season, all the witch, all the magic, all the vampires and all the type of stuff. I'm so into it. But when I had my spiritual awakening and I started researching things and I started seeing women who were like, I'm a witch, I was immediately intrigued. Immediately intrigued. And I just started researching. Like, I just started watching a bunch of different videos. I bought a bunch of different books and I was just like, you know, where to begin? So basically I'm doing this video as like after 5 years of practicing, where do I recommend you start if you want to get into it? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is to research, babe. Okay, get a notebook, get a notebook. I was going to say get some pen and paper, but like get a notebook so everything can be all together in one. Research the different types of witches, because there's like a kitchen witch who works with like food and cooking and like does spell work that way. There's, you know, things like hoodoo and voodoo and Santeria, and there's eclectic witches or chaos witches, and there's the green witch, and there's like literally it goes on and on. So I recommend that you start there, researching the different types of witches. I personally practice chaos magic, where I do whatever I want. I don't follow a specific set of rules, religion and rules and doing specific things on specific days at specific times. Like, it really doesn't work for me. Although I do definitely work with like new moons and full moons and, you know, days of the week and stuff like that. But to have a specific guideline, like I'm specifically following these things, I don't. And that's what we would call an eclectic witch or a chaos witch. So number one is research the different types of witches, okay? And the history of witchcraft and like where it comes from. Number two, I would say, is go get some books, babe. Order some books, go to Barnes & Noble and go buy some books. I have 4 right here that I want to tell you about. The first one is going to be Inner Witch. This is a modern guide to the ancient craft, and it's called Inner Witch. This is a good book. This is like a really good beginner book. It talks about a bunch of different things. It talks about cleansing. It talks about some crystals. It talks about full moons and new moons. There's some herbs in here. It talks about, there's even a little bit of tarot in here as well, like the meaning of the decks and the meaning of the cards. There's some chakra stuff in here. The wheel of the year is in here as well. So like Yule, Imbolc, I think is in here as well. Just a bunch of different things, different types of witches like Wicca, kitchen witch, hereditary witch, green witch, etc. So this is like a really nice little overview. I really like this book. The next one I'm going to recommend is this book. This is a Wicca. This is by Scott Cunningham. Now, he's like really controversial, but honestly, I feel like if you're getting into witchcraft and it's not something that, you know, your family does or like that somebody is teaching you, you should just learn about the different types and what people are doing. You don't have to do everything that they say to do in the book, but you can still read and have knowledge about it. So I know for a fact that the wheel of the year is in here. There's also things about offerings. There's what's the word I'm looking for? I just passed it up. There's things about sigils in here, colors, full moons and new moons, and then just like the history of Wicca and what it means to practice Wicca. Wicca is a religion, so that's a you know, a set of rules, like you're supposed to follow it like that if you do it. But of course, you can take things from it and create your own practice. That's really the whole point. The next one I would recommend is the Crystal Bible. This is going to have all of your crystals in it. So if you want to incorporate crystals into your spell work, this is great to have. You can literally look and just be like, okay, I have this crystal. What does it mean? What is it used for? Where does it come from? And like, you can literally just look it up in here and know. And then the last one I'm going to recommend is going to be the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Now, this is also by Scott Cunningham, the same person who wrote that Wicca book, but this is an amazing resource. Like, so many herbs are in here, and it literally tells you like what it's used for. Like, when I just flipped this page, this one is on sage, and it tells you the folk name, it tells you the gender, the planet it's ruled by, the element it's ruled by, its uses, and just goes on for each herb. So this is great when you actually start doing spell work and you're like, okay, I want to do a beauty spell, right? A self-love spell. What can I use for that, right? There's literally a list back of the book that's like lust, and it lists all the herbs you can use for lust spells. Prosperity, it lists all the herbs you can use for prosperity spells, and so on. So like, this is a really good resource to have when you're actually starting to practice. I also want to mention 2 more books. This one is called Voodoo and African Traditional Religion, and this one is called Hoodoo Cleansing and Protection Magic. So this voodoo book talks about voodoo, of course, a little bit about Santeria, a little bit about hoodoo. It talks about the Orishas. It also talks about, there's some spells in here, gree bags. Talks a little bit about magical oils and stuff like that. This is just another good example of different religions that also use witchcraft as a practice. So if you want to just, like I said, learn about the different types, this is a good one to pick up. And then this one is about literally what it says, hoodoo cleansing and protection. So if you want to know about cleansing and protection, how they do it in hoodoo, it's in this book. So, and all the books that I mentioned are linked in my Amazon storefront as well. The next thing I'm going to recommend, number 3, is going to be to practice. To actually do it, to actually get started. Like, there's really nothing to be afraid of, honestly. I feel like when we see, you know, witches on shows, everything is like very spooky and very evil, and it's like cursing people and all that type of stuff. And it's like, you certainly can. I wouldn't recommend it. Not in the beginning, because you really don't know what you're doing. I would recommend that you start off with beauty spells, right? Glamour magic, like self-love. You can do money candles and like blockbusters and opening roads and stuff like that. Like, those are the types of things that you would want to start with. Protection work as well, like doing those types of spells. So most of that is going to be candle magic. There are other things that you can do besides candle magic. It just so happens that candle magic is my favorite. And that is why I have a whole PDF, like I have a whole ebook on how to do candle magic for beginners, because over the years I've learned several things, and I wasn't doing it wrong at first. Through the years I've developed my practice and I've turned it into like, this is how I do it. And so I put that in an ebook for you guys. Okay, so be sure to check that out down below. It's literally called Candle Magic for Beginner Witches, like the woo-woo girl's guide to candle magic, I think is the name. So yes, be sure to check that out. Everything is in there. So like full moons and new moons, when to do what type of spells, the colors of the candles, the days of the week, the actual how to do it, like how to actually get the candle, how to cleanse it, how to set it up, how to write out your spell, how to, you know, I even go over herbs, I go over crystals, everything is like in there. Okay, so definitely be sure to get that ebook if you want to get into candle magic. But remember that when you're first starting out, like, you just need to do small things. Oh, like I was saying, you can do other things besides candle magic, like make jars, which is really fun, like making a self-love jar or like a money jar, or, you know, getting your altar set up. Like, it doesn't have to be super crazy. Like, just start off with the small stuff. Like, I would still consider myself a beginner even after 5 years, because there's so much to know. There's so much to know. There's so much to do. There's always so much studying that needs to go on, right? But it's like, it doesn't make you any less of a witch. Like, you can still practice. You can still start small. Number 4, I would say, is you can never cleanse yourself too much. Cleanse yourself, cleanse your space, cleanse your car, cleanse, okay? Remove negative energy. Get in the practice of releasing energy that is not yours, releasing negative feelings that you don't need. Like, just get in the practice of using incense or Palo Santo or sage and just Florida water soap, like cleansing the area. Study about how to cleanse, right? Besides smoke cleansing, you can also buy like Florida water soap. You can put Florida water in your laundry to help to cleanse your clothes of negative energy when you're washing them, right? You can do like camphor in water where you like break it up and wash your hands. You can wash your hands with salt. Like, learn how to cleanse yourself and learn how to do protection candles. Now, I'm not someone who is like, oh my God, you have to do a protection candle every day, every week. You always need to have one burning. I'm kind of like, if I did it once, then I know it's done. But I do protection candles every now and then, okay? Number 5 would be to start incorporating it into your regular everyday life. Everything doesn't have to be candle magic, making jars, standing at your altar and doing these elaborate routines. It can literally be something as simple as putting on your attraction oils and just stating your intentions as you rub it in. It can be something as simple as speaking into your water before you drink it and programming your water for what it is that you desire. It can literally be applying your skincare with intention. And that's glamour magic. Literally, when you're looking in the mirror, you're applying your moisturizer and you're saying, this moisturizer is making my skin soft and smooth and glowy. My skin is literally aging backwards. When you're just doing that, that is witchcraft. When you are, stating your intention, you're manipulating energy, right? You're turning it into what you want it to be. So small practices, like I said, everything doesn't have to be super elaborate. Also being sure to research like basic things like clockwise versus counterclockwise. Like, if you're doing something, let's say you made a cup of peppermint tea, right? You made a cup of mint tea. You want to, speak into it and you're stirring in your intentions, but you're stirring it the wrong way. You're stirring it the wrong way. You're going counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So you are literally, everything you're saying is literally just going out of your life. You're not bringing anything in. You're not manipulating the energy because you're literally stirring the wrong way, right? Intention over everything, but also like research these things so that you know. So I'll just tell you here, when you're going clockwise, you're bringing things in. When you're going counterclockwise, you're banishing. Remember that your intention is honestly the most important thing when you're doing it. And remember that you don't have to do and learn everything at once, okay? Take your time. It's supposed to be fun. What you're really doing is manipulating energy, even without any tools. Like, when you're doing spell work and you literally have it sitting up there on your altar and you spend time with it every day, all you're doing is reminding yourself and your subconscious about the energy that you're manipulating and what you're bringing into your reality. It's really just you focusing on a specific thing, and because you're focused on it, you're attracting it. It's all for show. Not all for show, but it's like, even with no tools, even with no spell, even with none of that, you can still manipulate the energy because you are an energetic being and you are in control of what happens in your reality. I think that is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to remind you about the candle magic guide that you can check out. It will be linked in the description box down below. Also, my Amazon storefront is linked down there as well. I have a whole section on I don't know if it's called books, spirituality. You'll see when you get there, but it's like all the spiritual books, witchy books that I recommend. So be sure you check that out too, okay? Remember that this is my beginner's guide and I am in no way being like, you have to do it like this. I'm an expert. Not at all. I'm literally just sharing with you my experience and the things that I've learned since I've been doing this over the last 5 years. Okay, babe, if you have any questions for me, if you want me to do any videos on any specific things, let me know in the comment section down below and I will see you in my next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Bye, babe.